Hi, I'm David Fleming from the Disciples Ignited YouTube channel, where we're focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom, and preparing his disciples. Now we're studying the wilderness journey, how the Lord delivered the Israelites out of their slavery in Egypt, took them across the Red Sea miraculously, and then took them into the wilderness where he was going to teach them, prepare them for a fulfillment of their destiny in the promised land. Now, we've already studied many things that have already taken place. I mean, the Israelites have experienced the power of God in many manifest ways. I mean, they were delivered out of Egypt miraculously as God continued one time after another to reveal his mighty power. Then he took them through the Red Sea. I mean, that was miraculous that the Lord is going to continuously refer to throughout the Old Testament. Remember how I delivered you through the Red Sea? Because it was such a miraculous event. But as soon as they got into the wilderness, their lessons of preparation really began. And the Lord was going to teach them things that they were going to have to learn in order to be successful in fulfilling their destiny in the promised land. And one of these lessons was concerning living by faith. The Israelites had to learn how to live beyond what they saw, beyond what they felt. They had to trust in the Lord. Unfortunately, from the very beginning, the Israelites did not do too well in this. As we've already studied, as soon as they got through the Red Sea, the Lord led them into the wilderness where they ran out of water. And instead of putting their trust in the Lord and saying, Lord, you delivered us out of Egypt miraculously, you delivered us through the Red Sea miraculously, Lord, we're putting our trust in you. Well, that's not what happened. In fact, we read in Exodus chapter 15, and it says, when they came to Marah, that was one of the first places that they got to in the wilderness, they could not drink its water because it was bitter. So the people grumbled against Moses, saying, what are we to drink? Well, unfortunately, that seems to be the way that they responded in every difficulty, is they grumbled. They grumbled against the Lord. They grumbled against God's leadership, Moses. They grumbled. And, before we cast any stones against the Israelites, we've got to look at our own lives. As we follow Jesus and things don't go the way that we had planned or hoped for, how do we react? Do we complain? Do we grumble? Or do we do as the Lord was trying to teach the Israelites to do, to live by faith? That's exactly what the Apostle Paul was teaching the Corinthians when he said, for we live by faith, not by sight. So the Israelites aren't doing too well because they are grumbling instead of putting their trust in the Lord. But one thing that I have learned is if you don't learn what the Lord is trying to teach you, he's going to reteach the lesson again and again until we begin to get it. And in order to see if we've really gotten it, we're led to tests that are going to test whether we have learned the material, if we've really gotten it into our heart. And so every test really seems to be focused on, are you going to trust me? Are you going to put your faith in me? And so the Lord led them into places where they couldn't find water. They were tested in that. And then he led them to another place where they couldn't find water. And listen to this. We find it in Exodus chapter 17. And let me read to you the first few verses of this. The whole Israelite community set out from the desert of Sin, traveling from place to place as the Lord commanded. They camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. Now, here we have the same test concerning the same lesson of living by faith. How are they going to handle this? Are they going to trust the Lord? Or are they going to grumble? Well, follow me tomorrow and we'll find out.